Okay, we're going to continue with Federalist 6. This is part 9. The paragraph starts with Sparta, Athens, Rome, and Carthage were all republics. Two of them, Athens and Carthage, of the commercial kind. Yet were they as often engaged in wars, offensive and defensive, as the neighboring monarchies of the same times. Sparta was little better than a well-regulated camp, and Rome was never sated of carnage and conquest. So Hamilton says, you're saying republics don't go to war? Here are some more examples. Rome and Carthage were always at each other's throats. Carthage, if you look, was in the northern shores of north part of the continent of Africa, very close to what Italy is right now. So when you look it up in the map, you just pull it up on your computer, it'll tell you where it is. They were constantly, as Rome was getting stronger, Carthage would challenge them, and they, I believe, got into two major wars, which ultimately destroyed Carthage. But Hamilton is saying, well, look at Sparta and Athens. Athens, a naval power, wanted to say they're a republic. Sparta, a land power, they were claiming they were republics. And as we talked before, they went to war, especially a 30-year war that was called the Peloponnesian War, that destroyed Athenian civilization, made it so weak that it became a prey, P-R-E-Y, prey for Rome, as Rome was getting stronger. First it fell to Philip of Macedon, and then gradually to Rome. And here when it says Rome was never sated of carnage and conquest, it could never have enough of Carthage, conquest and carnage. It was always thirsty for more. And you're saying it was a republic? The next paragraph is Carthage, though a commercial republic, was the aggressor in the very war that ended in her destruction. Hannibal was the leader of Carthage, had carried her arms into the heart of Italy and to the gates of Rome, before Scipio, in turn, gave him an overthrow in the territories of Carthage and made a conquest of the Commonwealth. So he's giving another example, just like we talked about. Hannibal, their leader, even invaded Europe. You can look up the map that he took, the route that he took to get to Rome. When you're reading this article, you can pull it up on your computer. But he went all the way to the gates of Rome and couldn't conquer Rome, because Rome in turn went across the Mediterranean and sacked Carthage, conquered Carthage. So again, he starts this paragraph saying Carthage, though a commercial republic. So he's telling his readers, remember, we're talking about union, the ones that don't want us to unite, they don't want to unite these 13 states. They're saying commercial republics don't go to war. Hamilton is saying right here, we've shown you how commercial republics can go to war, will go to war, will destroy each other. Then the next paragraph, Venice, in later times, figured more than once in wars of ambition, till becoming an object to the other Italian states. Pope Julius II found means to accomplish that formidable league which gave a deadly blow to the power and pride of this haughty republic. It says for the longest time, Venice was real strong. Venice was a commercial republic. And he says it was haughty. He thought of himself as, it thought of herself as really big, really powerful, very ambitious. But Pope Julius II established a league, and they call it League of Cambray, Cambray, which united a couple of other princely states or princes of Italy, as well as King of France and King of Aragon, which is in what is now Spain. So he united these 4 or 5 princes and kings, and they taught Venice a lesson. Another example that a commercial republic will go to war or will do things that will cause others to go to war with it. The next paragraph says, the provinces of Holland, till they were overwhelmed in debts and taxes, took a leading and conspicuous part in the wars of Europe. They had furious contests with England for the dominion of the sea, and were among the most persevering and most implacable of the opponents of Louis XIV. Another example he gives, says Holland, or the provinces of Holland. It's what they call Netherlands now. Says these were all commercial. In fact, those provinces of Netherlands were one of the first seagoing, seafaring commercial republics. And he says they were constantly at war. When they got themselves in a lot of debt because of the wars and stuff, and then taxes, they were always wanting to show how strong they were, and they wanted to say we have dominion over the seafarers, sea routes, and they competed with England all the time. Even with France, Louis XIV of France. So again, gives another example that when you guys say we don't need to unite because commercial republics don't go to war, he says, look at the history of Holland. One thing you have to keep in mind is that these seagoing empires, these right at the time of Renaissance, was Spain and Portugal that started seafaring and trying to go to different places on this planet, and then Holland and England followed. So don't forget Holland. Right now when we read our histories, we don't focus on them as much as we should. As a matter of fact, one thing you have to remember, that the people we call Puritans that first came and settled what is now New England, they first, when they got away from England, when they got out of England, because they thought England is not Christian enough, is not pure enough, has not broken away from the Catholic Church enough, they went to Holland. And Holland at the time was a free republic in a sense that they could actually practice their religion much better, much freely in Holland than they could in England. So just keep that in mind.